let's talk about the fun, inventive, and energetic film that started off one of the most well-known universes of all time, Iron Man. Right off the bat, you got a tippy cap off to Robert Downey Jr., where he is Iron Man, to the point nobody else in Hollywood could capture what he brings to the role, being one of the best protagonists in superhero history.
Not bad.
He brings a tremendous amount of wit to the character, being super charismatic, funny, and even a bit edgy, having great range and chemistry with everybody on screen. His timing to everything around it was impeccable, with infectious charisma that simply grows on you before the first act's even finished.
Please, no gang signs. No, throw it up, I'm kidding.
The director Jon Favreau does an amazing job showing in a fresh way how a person that doesn't really seem to fit the superhero mold becomes a hero and gets his powers, doing such a great job making an unimportant B-tier hero super important and easy to root for. He did such a good job giving us a decent backstory for Tony, giving us all the more reasons to root for him, while also giving us a great character arc as well. When it comes to all the other side characters, everything and everyone enhances Tony, where nobody goes to waste, even Yinsen in the beginning of the film.
Don't waste it. Don't waste your life.
Gwyneth Paltrow does a great job as Pepper Potts, being one of the better love interests in the entire MCU, serving her purpose well while not overstepping her boundaries, or being annoying at that. As the saga continues, Jarvis can kind of fly under the radar, but man, he is so important to Tony, and same goes for Happy Hogan and Rhodes. When it comes to the villain in Obadiah Stane, he can come off pretty basic, although he puts on a good and believable performance while serving the plot well. I'm just glad he wasn't just a big giant bad man the entire time, trying to take over the world. As for the story now, it's so refreshing to have such an enticing origin story where we've already gotten one fairly bland one, and do not get me started on the DCEU slops, where for this film has a very solid motive, having very little filler. The story is very cohesive, where everything comes full circle from the first to the last act. One of my favorite mentions when it comes to the plot is that it allows for so many scenes for our lead to shine and show off why we should root for him, having countless moments of Tony being Tony and Tony being Iron Man. As for the script, it was fairly witty, giving Robert Downey Jr. all the best lines, but still leaving room for good banter between the other characters. The film didn't take itself extremely serious either, having loads of fun, and that paid off massively for me. One thing I do wish is that we got a bit more high-octane action, but the action we did get was handled really well, where it took a good amount of risks as well. Although we didn't get a bunch of action scenes, we did get good training bits of Tony using the suit, which was loads of fun, and also helped develop his character, so we didn't just go into battle knowing everything without us knowing how he got there. This film was top-notch, but it doesn't come without at least a few flaws. Minor ones, but flaws nonetheless. For my money, there were some pretty memorable shots all throughout the film, but there were a couple of shots that seemed almost mishandled, not really capturing much on the screen, coupled with some fast editing choices where, again, it was tough to see what was going on. My last bigger complaint was some of the third act. It starts to peak downwards a bit, where the pacing picked up a great deal, where things almost felt rushed and thrown together, where even some of the acting took a bit of a hit. But other than a couple of nitpicks like that, and Obi Stane being a bit on the weaker side, Iron Man absolutely delivered. 8 out of 10 for me.
I am Iron Man.